Thanks for clicking on this Inland Sports video. If you're a local business or an organization and you'd like to promote here on the Inland Sports Show, just send us an email, inlandsportsshow@gmail.com. And now join us here on the Inland Sports Show. She is the head coach of the Arlington girls soccer team, your River Valley League champions, Laikyn, Koss. And Coach, first off, we had a chance to talk a little bit when you first got the job at Arlington, going back to the Lions, and here you are, league champion, going to the playoffs. How fun has this season been for you?
It's definitely been fun. An unforgettable experience. I feel like it was just yesterday that we spoke, but on the job, like you said. There was a few things that I expected, but I really didn't know what to expect with this season. Knowing we had a super young class, and just really getting my feet wet coaching high school soccer. So I was very excited and very nervous at the same time, but I really couldn't have asked for a better first year so far.
Here's something interesting. Your awesome director of athletics, Tacey Duncan, passed this along that the last time Arlington girls won a league championship, you were a senior. You played for the Lions, and now as the head coach, you brought them another league championship. So what's that like, being able to do that as a player and as a coach at your alma mater? That must be pretty special.
Yes, it is definitely special. I knew when we had talked way back when Miss Duncan had told us about league championships and all that sort of stuff. And, I saw the banner, or I kind of knew, but then I saw the banner in the gym. I was like, wow, it was really my senior year that we won. And obviously, we wanted to win league this year, and that's obviously our goal. Everybody wants to win. So now that we actually did it, it's pretty cool experience to be on both sides of it as a player. And then, it's definitely a different feeling as a coach. You're not really out there. You're not doing just guiding them and just really motivating them to really get to the goal that they wanted to get at the beginning of the season when we talked about it. I know that they wanted it, but I think the whole time they really didn't believe in themselves that they could really do it. A lot of talk was at the beginning of season that they had graduated 13 seniors last year, so again, very young class, and everybody wanted it. We knew it was going to be tough. It definitely wasn't going to be easy, and it wasn't. So, again, going back to as a player, right, like it's kind of up to you on the field and how bad you want it, really just emphasizing that all year long. And when we hit league was, just how much we wanted to put the effort in to get that championship.
Well, Coach, obviously you play to win the game. The wins and losses, the league titles, getting to the playoffs, that all matters. But as a first-year head coach, to see the growth of your team, like you said, there was a lot of turnover. There's a lot of new players stepping in. To see their growth over the course of the season, just how rewarding was that to see your players putting in the work and then having, at the end of the season, the rewards to show for it with that league championship and a playoff spot?
Yeah, I think, again, it's just a lot about believing in themselves. During preseason, we had a very, very tough preseason, and our results can show that. So, I know within them, for sure, there was a lot of, maybe doubt or something. But I told them, that this preseason is setting us up for season. And then, when we hit league, I kind of told them, this is a fresh start. Think of it this way, we did all of our preseason and all of that. Now it's a fresh start, and we have to take it one game at a time. And, it's just really how much they wanted to believe in themselves, going to training, hard every day, and, really being prepared for each game, being prepared for each minute. There's been numerous times during league where we were down in some games, coming back in the second half of the game and really just fighting to get that win, or maybe even fighting to get that tie that we, needed, or not letting them score. It was a lot of, fight and grit and effort. And I knew they had the talent, but I told them, you guys can be the most talented team, but if we're not going to work hard, If we're not going to give the 120% each game every minute, then it might not be the way we want it to be. And I think it truly showed, that very last game that we had to play, knowing we had to win that game to get the league title.
So, Coach, Division Four. I mean, there's some good soccer teams in Division Four. What do you think your team has to do well to maybe string together a couple wins and make a CIF run? I mean, what do you think you guys have to do?
I think really what I've been trying to emphasize with them is just playing, as cliched as it is playing our game. I don't really want to be the team I want the teams to adjust. And then if we have to make adjustments, okay, that's fine. But again, it's taking a lot of leadership. It's taking a lot of younger players stepping up. We have a very young class that's, starting and has played every single game, but I think now with the fight that we had to do in league, they know that every single minute counts. Every single minute's going to count. And just playing smart, just playing simple, and then just using what we do best in our advantage. We have a very strong front line. So that's what we got to do. We got to score goals, but then we got to stop them as well. So it's really, coming together as a team. Lots and lots and lots of leadership out there. I try to yell at them, but half the time they probably can't hear me, just really coaching them and guiding them, but, at the end of the day, they're the ones out there putting the work on. So, if they do what they do best, then we should be pretty successful.
Well, Coach, so full disclosure for everybody out there. So we're recording this interview because when the show airs, the Inland Sports Show, you guys will actually be on the pitch playing your first round game. I'm just curious, what do you think your message will be to your team, maybe right before the game or in the locker room before you get out there to kind of just, get them dialed in, get them focused, mentally prepared to, make a playoff run. The league title banner is great. And now, like you said, if you chunk out the season, this is like a brand new season. You start the playoffs and it's win or go home, all those sports cliches. So what do you think you're going to tell your squad?
That's a tough question. I always kind of think about it before the time being. We've really emphasized enjoying the moment. For a lot of these players, they've never even experienced CIF. So, just getting to that point is huge, and getting a number one seed, so to say. We wanted to get to CIF. We set goals at the beginning of the season. So, now, like you said, it's pretty cliche, but it's win or go home in a sense. Mm-hmm. So, I think now, and it's kind of funny because I talked to the girls today, like, that we won the league title, and I know that we wanted it bad, but I think they didn't believe in themselves too much at the time being. Now that we've done it, it's kind of like a weight lifted off our shoulders. So now you're just going into these playoffs, like you said, Division 4, there's a ton of great teams. We faced different teams in preseason. So it's going into these playoffs, like, just really enjoying the moment. Obviously, we're going to win and we want to make a run. But, I think now it's like, okay, we can kind of relax and just like truly enjoy the game, versus we were so like, just like we didn't know. We had mixed emotions going through everything. And I feel like the girls were under a lot of pressure.
Just final thoughts on being a first-year head coach at your alma mater. Things that you learned along the way, pleasant surprises, anything that kind of, surprised you along the way, something that you wouldn't know unless you were a head coach, unless you were experiencing it. Something that over the course of the season, just kind of something maybe memorable over the season.
It's definitely a lot more like personable, I think, at this age and this level versus I coach youth in club. Mm-hmm. So that's like a lot of teaching and guiding and all of that sort of stuff, just really nitpicking stuff. But now these girls they're older. They kind of know things, so it's not really about the skill set. It's about, again, the relationships and guiding them and just fully, believing in them and that you kind of being that shoulder that they can lean on. You just have to really be positive. Sometimes, like I tell them, it's easier to go negative, so if you stay positive, right, good things will happen and hopefully they do. And I just think it's way more meaningful being at my alma mater. I've had a great, great, great support system. Coach Kevin Watson has been a huge support of me, not just at Arlington, but he's obviously helped me a lot just in my coaching career. He's actually the one that jump-started my coaching career. So I've been really thankful for him and, how he's helped guide me and, their program is very, very successful. Yeah, but he's been very helpful with me and, it's nice to have someone to kind of lean on, when things get tough and, he's been very helpful with me and, and just like our whole support, our whole staff, like our athletics, a lot of coaches have been very supportive. I don't think I've ever seen so many kids and other athletes at our games, so it's a very good community to be involved, and I think the girls definitely feel good as well because I don't think they've had that support in the past either, so just in general, it's more meaningful, being back. And that's why I always wanted to coach there because I played there. So now, I just wanted to kind of give back to them. So yeah, it's definitely been a good experience.
Well, shout out to Coach Watson, too. I should mention the Arlington boys also River Valley League champions. So Arlington boys and girls winning league titles on the soccer pitch this season. But hopefully the season will still be continuing for several more games. Coach Koss, congratulations on the league championship. And I know hopefully the Lions can put together a playoff run here, both the boys and the girls. But I really do appreciate the time. And congrats on going back to Arlington and getting it done as a coach now.
Thank you.
Endless Sports.